Hello, my friends. Good morning to you all. This is not my usual time. It's later than the time when I usually start my live streams. It's actually a brand new day right now. The time right now is 12:23 a.m. Central Time, which means this is November 16th already. So I'm starting this live stream and waiting to see who else will be joining. I hope that our friends tune in. If you are joining us um, right now, please say something in the live chat. That way I'm able to see your name and I can greet you. All right. Okay. So my friends, hi there. Can I call you Z? In short, Z. Z says hello. Hello, Z. Good to see you. Yeah. Sunday, Tommy Brown is here. Tommy Brown, good to see you. Tommy Brown from Colorado. Anyone else tuning in? Whatever we are going to be discussing today, it would be best if everyone participates in the discussion. So maybe we're going to give it half a minute more. Swaggy is here. Swaggy, great to see you. That's our friend Colin from California. Colin, good to see you. So Swaggy is here. We got Z, we got Swaggy, we got Tommy Brown, and hopefully more people will be joining. Okay, let me get started here. And my friends, make sure that you're answering the poll question. The poll question is, do you support the Trump administration's ongoing immigration enforcement efforts? Straightforward question. Do you support the Trump administration's ongoing immigration enforcement efforts? All right. So go ahead, answer that question. I can see people are saying yes, yes, yes. Lots of yes. Wonderful. All right, my friends. The unrest and the rioting in Illinois is going on. Okay. I mean, sometimes I sit here in Wisconsin, in southern Wisconsin, not far from Illinois, not too far from Chicago. And I sit here and I wonder, why is Illinois such a mess? I mean, they're the neighbors to the south. Why is it that Illinois has so many problems? I do know that people in Illinois, they want law and order. They want peace. They want stability. They want a sound economy. They want low taxes. They want more job opportunities. They want more economic prosperity. But why is Illinois such a mess? Because, you know, the power is concentrated in the hands of the Democrats. And even when you look at the congressional map, okay, you will immediately be able to tell that if the maps were drawn fairly, if the maps would have been drawn fairly, then there would be a lot more Republican congressmen, congresswomen from Illinois. But because of Democrat gerrymandering, the maps are heavily in favor of the Democrats because of the gerrymandering. You look at some of those maps, they got weird shapes, all right? But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm not going to be talking about the maps. That's not the point of today's live stream. I just want to ask a simple question. Why are we seeing so many riots, so many incidents of lawlessness in Illinois? It seems like that the rioters, that the people who are sowing the seeds of chaos, they just don't want to stop. Did you see what the lawless folks in Illinois did you see what they did? There was chaos in Chicago last week. when anti-ICE demonstrators, call them demonstrators, call them protesters, call them agitators. There was chaos in Chicago last week when anti-ICE protesters caused unrest. And reportedly, there were arrests made. Do you know how many people got arrested? 21 demonstrators were arrested. Reportedly, they were blocking traffic. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Blocking traffic. They just make lives difficult for the innocent civilians who are just trying to go from point A to point B. I mean, you block traffic. It's just it is so inconvenient, and that's a light word. I mean, the words that I use should be much stronger. It is extremely disruptive, and it's extremely harmful if they are blocking traffic. Okay? Traffic has to keep moving. If they block roads and highways and streets, that is unacceptable. And these folks, they were not following the orders when law enforcement gave them orders to disperse. When law enforcement says, disperse, okay, you got to disperse. You cannot assemble here. You cannot cause so much of chaos. Disperse, and they don't disperse. Then arrests will have to be made, and that's what happened. It's just unbelievable what things are happening in Illinois, just to the south. I'm here in Wisconsin, and people were injured during this incident. Reportedly, 4 law enforcement officers were injured. 4 law enforcement officers were injured, including 2 Broadview police officers and an Illinois state trooper, and also a Cook County Sheriff's deputy. 4 law enforcement officers injured. Now, my friends, I mentioned the name Broadview, and I know exactly what you're thinking. You're saying, Tausif, what in the world is going on in Broadview? We just keep hearing about Broadview, Broadview, Broadview. It seems like it never stops. Why? Broadview seems to be the center of attention. All eyes on Broadview, the news coming out of Broadview, all the reporters, they're going to Broadview, they're live streaming from there, they're standing there, mic in hand, and reporting from Broadview. What in the world is going on? I mean, what's the problem with Broadview? My friends, this really has become the center of attention in recent months. There seems to be, if you ask me, and I don't know if you're going to agree with me when I say this, but if you ask me, I'll tell you, there seems to be a very organized effort to cause unrest in Broadview. It's actually quite clear to me, my friends, that these protesters who are trying to cause drama outside the ICE facility in Broadview are highly organized. This is not some kind of an organic protest. Like people, they become emotional, they're gathering at a location, they have not coordinated with each other, it's just an organic gathering. People just go to a location, they've got their thoughts, they've got their feelings, and they've got their demands, and they're gathering there, and they're protesting. It's not like that. It is heavily organized. And that raises a lot of questions. Who are the forces behind these protests in Broadview? What powerful forces are working behind the scene to organize these protests and to cause disruption in Broadview? Evelyn's here. Evelyn, good to see you, Evelyn. Our friend Evelyn is here. My friends, These protesters, they scream and they chant and they cause disruption. They shout. It's been going on for a while now. Just look at the reports from the last few months. A lot has happened in Broadview, Illinois. Now, somebody here may be asking, where in the world is Broadview? I don't know where Broadview is. I've heard of Chicago. I've heard of Rockford. I've heard of Peoria and Springfield. Where in the world is Broadview, Tassif? Why don't you tell us where on the map is Broadview? Well, Broadview is just a few miles away from downtown Chicago. So you got downtown Chicago. Broadview is not that far away. It's not far from O'Hare. You know the airport, O'Hare in Chicago? You pull up a map on your computer, search for Broadview, and then see the distance from O'Hare. See the distance from downtown Chicago. It's not that far. And it's very, very close to Oak Brook, Illinois. You heard about Oak Brook? Oak Brook, pretty widely known. Broadview is very close to Oak Brook. Just look it up on a map. And my friends, the ICE agents and the federal agents in general, they are quite busy right now. They have tremendous challenges that they're facing. They're under a lot of stress because the Biden administration caused permanent damage to our country, allowed all these illegal aliens to come in and demand free stuff. And now with the new administration, DHS is very active because DHS now is under new leadership. Of course, we got Donald J. Trump at the top. But then at the cabinet level, we have Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security. She's doing a fabulous job. By the way, if you support Kristi Noem, why don't you write it in the live chat? Bree, good to see you. We got our friend Bree from Michigan. We love Michigan. Michigan voted for Trump, so we love Michigan. Bree, good to see you. Let's write. Thank you, Kristi Noem. Why don't you say that in the live chat? Thank you, Kristi Noem. Thank you, Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you, Trump's cabinet member, Kristi Noem, for doing the great work that she is doing. It is not an easy job to be the Secretary of Homeland Security and to deal with the massive crisis that Joe Biden left. Joe Biden, he left office, but he gave the new administration this massive crisis to deal with. And I think Kristi Noem's doing a great job. All right, my friends. So the ICE agents, they have a lot of work and they are performing really well. If you ask me the performance of the ICE agents, okay, what kind of job they're doing right now, how would I grade it? Would I give it an A or a B or a C or some other grade? I'm going to say it's the straight A. It is absolutely an A grade, A grade. The ICE agents and the Border Patrol agents and the federal agents in general. And you know what? As Americans, we should make sure that the federal agents are able to do their work smoothly. But instead, what these protesters are trying to do is they're trying to make the federal agents' jobs even more challenging. The protesters, they're chanting, they're holding signs, and they're doing sit-ins. Can I ask you a simple question? This is a question I'm going to ask you. I'm not going to try to answer it. I'm going to ask you this question, and you can answer it. You can let me know your thoughts. Why can't these protesters just go home and let the ICE agents do their work? Will anyone answer that, please? Will someone answer that? Will someone answer that? Go ahead. Go ahead, my friends. Oh, someone saying no sound, not sound. You can hear me, right? Let's do a check. You can hear me. I think it's just a strategy by someone to kind of disrupt me. Oh, no sound, there's no sound. Well, if there's no sound, you gotta take off the earplugs, okay? All right, so the question is, why can't these protesters just go home and let the ICE agents do their work? Tell me. Why can't these protesters just go home? Do they not have work? Do they not have jobs? Do they not have other family obligations? Do they not have friends they can hang out with and do something productive? Do they not have, meaningful hobbies? These protesters, why are they doing sit-ins? Why are they chanting? Why are they screaming? Why are they shouting? Why are they causing so much of disruption? Why can't they just go home and find something productive to do? Maybe do gardening. Maybe learn a new skill. Okay, maybe learn pottery, or maybe do cooking like I do. Learn to cook. That's a good hobby. Why can't they just go home and maybe try writing something? Write an essay on a topic. Maybe learn a new sport. Maybe play something. Maybe like learn tennis or something. Maybe do some physical exercise. Spend some time on the treadmill. Work out in the gym. Maybe just watch movies. If you want to be lazy, just hang out, sit on the couch, watch movie, have some popcorn. Maybe do photography. That's a nice hobby, photography. Especially now, this season, fall, there are so many beautiful things to see and do. There are all these wonderful trees, and you can see the leaves, the colors of fall. It's the holiday season. Enjoy a nice latte and hang out with friends. Do something productive. Instead, they're showing up in Broadview outside the ICE facility, and these people are chanting and screaming and holding signs, and they're so angry. Where do they get so much of anger from? I don't understand. Where do they get so much of anger from? Anger is actually bad for health. As human beings, we all, at some point in life, because of something, we can feel anger. We can be angry. I mean, it happens to everyone. But as people mature, they should be more calm. Because anger doesn't help. Anger actually is bad for your health. Okay, you got to be calm, deal with situations patiently, follow the rule, follow the law. But these people are so angry. They just show up outside that ICE facility in Broadview, and these people are angry. I really, I don't understand that. Now, I do understand one thing. Operation Midway Blitz, has been very successful so far. And you may disagree. You may say, Tosif, hold on a second. Operation Midway Blitz has not been very successful. And then I'm going to ask you, why? Why do you say that? Why do you say it has not been very successful? Give me a reason. You can't just say, oh, it has not been very successful. Why do you think so? And then you're going to answer, Tosif, that's because this operation has not been very successful. It has been very, very successful. It has been extremely successful. And then I'll say, I agree with you. It has been very, very, very successful, extremely successful. And if you want to challenge me and say, okay, you can't just say, oh, it's been very, very, very successful. You got to have some data. You got to have some numbers to back up your claim. Now, don't think that I'm sitting here without numbers, without data, and just making claims out of nowhere. I'm going to give you data. I'm going to give you numbers. And then you will also come to the same conclusion as I did, and you'll say, Operation Midway Blitz has been so amazing. My friends, the Department of Homeland Security announced Operation Midway Blitz, and it's been going on for a while. And this operation has achieved what sanctuary city politicians failed to do for decades. And this is according to the DHS. You can go get additional information than what I'm presenting here during this live stream. So what this operation has achieved is the following: decrease in crime because of the removal of the worst criminal illegal aliens. Operation Midway Blitz has put Americans first. My friends, this operation targets criminal illegal aliens who found their way to Chicago and Illinois, other places outside of Chicago, to seek protection under Illinois' sanctuary policies. So here's the success. Are you ready for this? I'm going to be sharing some numbers with you. Let me know if you are ready. I will only do so if you say, Tosif, we're ready for the data. Go ahead. Tell me. Are you ready? Just write, I'm ready. Thank you, my friends. I see you're ready. So I'm going to continue. Since the start, you see Tommy Brown saying ready. Lawrence saying ready. Others saying ready. Thank you. AT saying ready. Excellent. Bree is saying ready. One and only saying ready. SM saying ready. All right. Let me continue. Since the start of Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago, homicides are down 16%. Homicides are down 16%. Shootings are down 35%. Robberies are down 41%. Carjackings are down 48%. And transit crime is down 20%. If this is not success, then what is success? If you look at these numbers and you say, oh, that's not success, then what would you say success is? Tell me. I'm going to repeat the numbers again, all right? Homicides are down 16%. Shootings are down 35%. Robberies are down 41%. Carjackings are down 48%. And transit crime is down 20%. Go ahead, tell me. What do you think about those numbers? What are your thoughts about those numbers? And I know that some folks here, they're going to say, oh, where did you get these numbers from? You just made these up. No. These are official government numbers. If you go and look for the Department of Homeland Security's official website, they have reported these numbers. Okay, you can go fact check me. This is straight from the Department of Homeland Security. My friends, you know what? People are now starting to feel safe about going to Chicago. People who previously, maybe last year, 2024, you talk to people and they said, there's no way I'm going to Chicago. I don't want to go to Chicago. And you tell them, hey, let's go to Chicago. We're going to do some shopping. We're going to eat at some nice restaurants. It's going to be a wonderful time. The drive is going to be beautiful. Let's go to Chicago. And people would say, there's no way I'm going to Chicago. And then you try to convince them. They say, you know what? Let's go. It's going to be fine. We're going to do some shopping. We're going to spend time at a cafe. We'll have nice dinner. It'll be wonderful. Let's go visit the big city, Chicago. And people would still say, sorry, there's no way I'm going to Chicago because carjackings are happening, robberies and shootings and homicides, and people are dying. There's no way I'm going to Chicago. I don't want to go to Chicago. I'll just stay in town. I'll do something else. But there's no way I'm going to Chicago. But now the mindset is changing. When people look at this kind of data, when they see carjackings are down 48%, robberies are down 41%, shootings are down 35%, people say, you know what, this is great. The Trump administration, when you think about the Trump administration, you think of action speaking louder than words. You can make all kinds of promises. You can say, oh, I'm going to fix all your problems. I'm going to solve crime. I'm going to make the city safe. Everything's going to be great. You can say all this. But it's only when you deliver, it's only when you fulfill the promises that you made to the American people. That's when people start believing you. That's when people have confidence in your ability to get the job done. And President Trump and his administration, they have proven that whatever they say, they do, and they achieve, and they are successful. And you know what? I strongly believe that Brandon Johnson and J.B. Pritzker should be thanking the Trump administration. I'm talking about Brandon Johnson, the so-called mayor of Chicago. Still a wonder how he became the mayor. And I mentioned this probably yesterday. When Lori Lightfoot lost, we thought, finally, Lori Lightfoot. She's such a poor performance mayor. Finally, she's going to be out of office. And hopefully, now it's time for Chicago to shine. We're going to have a new mayor. And then came Brandon Johnson, and people said, oh my God, this guy is a lot worse than Lori Lightfoot. We thought Lori Lightfoot was bad, but this guy is worse, Brandon Johnson. And how did we end up with such a mayor who doesn't know how to run a city? Anyway, Brandon Johnson and J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, they should both be thanking the Trump administration. These two guys, Brandon and J.B., you know what they should do? I'm going to throw an idea here, all right? I think, by the way, you can let me know if you like that idea, what I'm about to tell you. I think that Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, and J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, they should announce a joint press conference. Okay? That's right. They should contact the media, their offices should contact the media, and they should say, oh, the governor of Illinois and the mayor of Chicago, they are going to be addressing the reporters at such and such time, such and such day, such and such location. So please be there. They are going to jointly make an announcement. And then there's going to be a lot of anticipation. All right, well, J.B. Pritzker, Brandon Johnson, they are having a joint press conference. Well, we got to go and listen to what they have to say. This must be very important. And so at that conference, what Brandon and JB should do is to announce in front of all the reporters and the whole media and, cameras rolling, capturing video. They should be saying, we were wrong. We were wrong. We admit we were wrong. We thank President Donald J. Trump and his administration for having such a positive impact on the city of Chicago, on the state of Illinois. Thank you for catching the criminal illegal aliens. Thank you, President Trump, for making our city safe. Thank you for ensuring public safety by catching these dangerous criminals, illegal aliens. So Brandon Johnson and J.B. Pritzker together, they should do a press conference where they should express their gratitude for President Donald J. Trump, and they should admit that President Trump and his administration could achieve what J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson could not achieve, or maybe they didn't even try to achieve that. My friends, these two guys should admit that the Trump administration made the right decision to send the agents to Illinois. Brandon Johnson and J.B. Pritzker should thank Kristi Noem. I mean, the radical left elected officials could not fix Chicago's problems. And after the Trump administration launched Operation Midway Blitz, which is one of the best operations so far, look what happened. Homicides, once again, I'm repeating. Homicides are down 16%. Shootings are down 35%, which is the lowest in 4 years. Robberies are down 41%. Carjackings are down 48%. Transit crime is down 20%. So Brandon Johnson could never accomplish this kind of success. And my friends, when President Trump says, make America safe again, it also means make Chicago safe again. Because Chicago is an American city, it's a major American city, and so we must make Chicago safe again so that we can make America safe again. As I said, people are once again starting to feel safe about going to Chicago. And of course, more progress is needed. But the work that the Trump administration has done so far, the work that the Department of Homeland Security did so far, it's truly great. It's truly great. My friends, share with me your thoughts. Share with me your thoughts. Let me know. Hold on a second. Share your thoughts with me, my friends. I want to hear from you. Let me look at the live chat here. Hold on a second, my friends. All right. You know, we're going to do something real cool. We're going to do something real cool, my friends. Are you ready? Let me ask my friends. To Bree, to Evelyn, to K Cooper, are you guys ready for something real cool? Evelyn says ready. What about the others? Tommy, are you ready? SM says, okay, go for it. All right. Let me, you know, I want to make a minor change in this live stream. Okay, it's going to be just one click of a button. Trust me, not a major change, just like a very tiny change that I feel that I need to make at this point. All right. So let me go ahead and do it. And I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Okay. Don't you think so, my friends? Am I wrong? Isn't that just a minor change? Yeah, it's a minor. It's nothing major, right? I mean, a lot of people commenting, they can still comment, but they just have to press a very tiny button that says subscribe. Okay, it says subscribe. I don't know if I need to spell that out for the folks who have not yet subscribed. Subscribe and you can participate in the live chat. Very, very easy. All right, my friends are happy. I'm happy. 56 likes on this channel, on this video. Yeah, you hit subscribe and you'll be able to participate in the live chat and spend time with us. So, my friends, we talk a lot about Chicago. And we also talk a lot about Los Angeles. We talk about San Francisco. We talk about New York City. My friends, it's important to highlight that the federal agents, yes, they are looking at Chicago and LA and San Francisco and New York, but they're also looking at other cities across the country. The federal agents have federal jurisdiction. They are looking at cities and towns across the country. And it has been reported that federal agents have launched a major immigration crackdown in a particular city. But before I reveal to you what that city is, why don't you tell me the name of the state that the city is in? Tell me. No clues. Not giving a clue. I just want to hear from you. What city it is? What state, I should say. What state am I referring to when I say that it has been reported that federal agents have launched a major immigration crackdown? You can say what city, what state. Even if you tell me just the state, that's fine. Go ahead, tell me. SM is saying California. Well, California, we have talked about quite a bit. I'm not talking about California or Illinois or New York. It's a different city, different state. Bree is saying Detroit. Okay. What about the others? SM is saying Massachusetts. Anyone else want to make a guess? Tommy Brown is saying Portland. Okay, let me give you the answer. It is Charlotte, North Carolina. City of Charlotte in the state of North Carolina. The federal agents have launched a major immigration crackdown in North Carolina, in Charlotte. That's right. That's right. The federal agents were seen arresting people in Charlotte, North Carolina. My friends, there's one thing that I think it needs to be clearly stated. You see what a lot of the illegal aliens do when they see that there's crackdown happening in Chicago. A lot of them run. They run and hide and they escape. The illegal aliens, they look for other places. When there's crackdown in New York, the illegal aliens, they leave New York, they go to other places. When there's crackdown in LA, they look for other places. They run and hide from the authorities. And so if you think doing just enforcement operations in Chicago, in New York, in Denver, in LA, in Portland, in Seattle, in San Francisco, that's going to solve all the problems. No. You have to look beyond the obvious list of sanctuary jurisdictions. You have to look at other places where these illegal aliens may be hiding, including Charlotte, North Carolina. Do we have anyone from North Carolina watching this? Anyone from North Carolina watching this? Tell me. Anyone from North Carolina watching this live stream? I want to hear from you. Also, in particular, if you are from Charlotte, I want to hear from you, my friends. Charlotte, North Carolina. It is great news. It is great news that the Trump administration is looking across the country and doing what is right, what needs to be done. Charlotte, North Carolina is in need of federal intervention, and that is exactly what is happening. And you know what? The mayor and a county commissioner and a school board member from the area, they had a very negative reaction to this news when they found out that there's federal immigration enforcement operation going on in Charlotte, North Carolina. The mayor of Charlotte and one of the county commissioners there and one of the school board members, they said in a joint statement that the federal agents' actions are causing unnecessary fear and uncertainty. Really? Unnecessary fear and uncertainty. How's that possible? When there are illegal aliens in your neighborhood, that is when people live in fear. When there are illegal aliens in your neighborhood, that's when there's uncertainty. The presence of illegal aliens, the presence of criminal aliens cause unnecessary fear and uncertainty. But when immigration enforcement action is taking place, then the unnecessary fear goes away, then the uncertainty goes away, and then peace and joy and happiness and a feeling of safety come back. So what the mayor said, the Charlotte mayor, and what one of the county commissioners said, one of the school board members said, that the federal agents' actions are unnecessary, are causing unnecessary fear and uncertainty. That is absolutely wrong. The more ICE agents there are in Charlotte, the greater the benefits for the city and the people living there. People in North Carolina, people in Charlotte, they want more immigration enforcement operation. Share with me your thoughts, my friends. Share with me your thoughts. Bree is saying, I agree. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, Bree. Good to see you. Good to see you in agreement with my viewpoints, Bree. Thank you. Bree from Michigan. SM says, absolutely. Thank you, SM. My friends, go ahead and subscribe if you have not done so yet. Tommy Brown says agree. Thank you, Tommy Brown. So I'm happy that federal agents are taking action in Charlotte. And it's going to be great for Charlotte. It's going to be great for North Carolina. Oh, there's someone who's saying, oh, make sure to only read the good comments. No, why should I do that? Someone is saying, oh, make sure to only read the good comments. No, no, no. I read all the comments, but I cannot read all the comments out loud because there are thousands of comments that come in. Okay, so it's not possible for me to read it out loud, each and every comment. Then I'll just be reading comments all day. Okay. And so no, I pay attention to all the comments. You know, as I've said, this is a place for, civil dialogue. This is a place for, exchange of information. Okay, that's why, I ask people, I say, anyone here from Charlotte? Anyone here from North Carolina? Because there are viewers from all over the country and beyond the country, from other parts of the world, who tune in for these live streams. So I know that we have friends in North Carolina. They may not be here watching this live stream right now, but it's not just me trying to speak in front of the camera. I make it interactive. It is a place where we have dialogue, and that's why if there's someone from Charlotte, North Carolina, I'd like to hear from that person. Because I have heard from people in other jurisdictions who have said, whenever news broke that there were ICE agents doing enforcement operations in their community, people said, oh my God, thank you so very much. We love ICE. We support ICE. ICE should come into our city, our region, and they should, catch the criminal aliens and make our neighborhoods safe again. So I know there are people in Charlotte, North Carolina, this morning who are saying, thank God for ICE, that Charlotte, North Carolina is becoming a safer city. We appreciate what ICE is doing. So, I read all kinds of comments. All right. Whoever wrote that, by the way, who wrote that? Who wrote that? Yeah, anyway. That's a strange name, Giraffe. Wow. Huh? Giraffe? Wow. It's a wonderful animal kingdom, Amazing. Amazing to see Giraffe in the live chat. That's great. I mean, anything's possible. We got giraffe, and we got lions and tigers and zebras, and it's amazing. Yeah. All right. Let's read some comments. It's fine. We welcome everyone. When I say we welcome everyone, I mean, if giraffes and lions, they want to tune in for these live streams, bears and penguins, whatever, everything's fine. Everything's fine. And with internet, you never know. I mean, internet is all over the world. People from any corner of the world can tune in and watch these live streams. So, I'm not surprised if giraffes and lions and zebras are also tuning in. It's all good. It's all good. We're going to spread our message far and wide, and it's fine. We will always do that. That's the goal. That's the whole point. All right. Okay. Let's continue, my friends. Debbie is here. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Debbie. Anyone else here want to say hi? Let's see. Chanda is here. Hello, Chanda. Good to see Chanda. To see that name again, Chanda. Good to see you. See, I'm reading your comments now. Everyone's comments here. Debbie says, hello from Arkansas. We love Arkansas. We love Arkansas. And, you know, Arkansas has one of the best governors in the country. Who can tell me the name of the Arkansas governor? Debbie, not you. You're not gonna mention the name. Somebody else, because you know the name of the Arkansas governor. I'm asking the others who are not from Arkansas. Who's the governor of Arkansas? A truly wonderful governor. That's your clue. Go ahead. Go ahead, my friends. Debbie, you know you've got a great governor, right? Do you agree with me, Debbie? Who can tell me the name of the Arkansas governor? Now, don't go and Google it. Don't. SM says Huckabee. Exactly, Huckabee. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, governor of Arkansas. Debbie says yes, absolutely. Debbie, you got a great governor. Bree says I like her. Yes, we do like her a lot. She's doing great. SM says Arkansas is lucky to have her. Absolutely. Oh, Debbie. So the governor visited your town? That's awesome. Yeah, Bree is not happy with the governor of Michigan. Yeah, the governor of Michigan is a Democrat. Gretchen Whitmer. She's completing her second term, and then she's not going to be able to run for re-election. I think there's a term limit. All right. Okay, my friends, we are 55 minutes into the live stream. All right. I'm going to be wrapping this up in just a few minutes, my friends. I appreciate you all being here and hope you'll continue to support this channel. Okay. All right, my friends. Thank you so very much. It's wonderful to see so many new names pop up in the live chat. And truly, this live stream is for everyone, really, for everyone. So let's see. All right. Okay, my friends, thanks so much. I appreciate you all. You're all wonderful. 56 minutes into the live stream. I'm ending it just around close to the 1 hour mark. So thank you so very much. Bree says, thank you, Tosif. I appreciate you. God bless you and everyone. Thank you, Bree. I'm very grateful. God bless you as well. God bless everyone. Absolutely. God bless. God bless you all, my friends. God bless President Donald J. Trump. God bless the Trump administration. May God bless the Republicans in Washington. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our U.S. allies. And may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. With that, my friends, I'm going to end this live stream, but I'm going to be back again with more videos, more live streams. So please stay connected with me, okay? And remember, my friends, together we will make America great again. With that, thank you so very much. Have a wonderful night. It's actually morning, so have a great morning. And I'm going to be back again very, very soon. And I look forward to talking to each and every one of you very soon. Thank you, my friends. Have a great night and have a wonderful morning. Thank you.